Hey fam. So I just came to say I did not forget about you. You are my original family. YouTube will always have a safe place in my heart because you guys kept me safe when I didn't quite understand what safety was. And you listened to my rants for the last 2 years. And so, yes, yesterday I did publicly make a post on most of my old social media platforms. So it took me a really long time. I know I told you guys I was going to be launching in January. It ended up being 2-2, and that's what the spirit guides kept telling me, even though I said I was launching in January. 2-2 is the number that came to me. And so yesterday, I officially started the process of launching my upcoming program. And so I just want to go ahead and be transparent with you guys because you are my original fam. And so, what I will be doing here is recapturing the feelings, the thoughts, and the emotions that going behind the scenes. And I will be letting you guys take a deeper look into um, how things really play out and really feel when you are going through the launch process. So first of all, tons of ideas. Okay, so ideas are always going to be flooding you. And so when I say flooding you, like I honestly could have launched 4 different programs or maybe 8 at this point in my life because it was just so many things that had come to me during my hermit cycle, during the period when I was kind of in my reflections, in my thoughts, and trying to figure out what my next step was. Um, Ultimately, they all speak to the same woman, but just at different levels. And so you'll be seeing a slow trickle out of those programs over the next year. I'm assuming it may be sooner, but just wherever spirit leads me at the specific time. So honestly, my goal is just to help women, women entrepreneurs or women who want to get into entrepreneurship. That has always been my goal. It has not been anything different. When I ran my last business, um, which was a tax and accounting firm, I ultimately just wanted to help small business entrepreneurs. That has always been my thing. And what we have to realize is a lot of times our purpose is right in front of us, and we just get distracted or distorted from what that purpose is. And so we're constantly searching, constantly searching. But in that search, we sometimes get distorted. And so yes, I did launch the business. Of course, it ended up shutting down. Well, I'm not even gonna say it ended up shutting down. I shut it down because I lacked boundaries during that time period. I also lacked the ability to make people see my value. And so also at that time, I started out doing it for all the right reasons. And then as it evolved and you start having, as an entrepreneur, you start having more and more responsibility. And so when more and more responsibility hits, we sometimes get into a space where we do things for the financial aspect of it. We do things for what looks good or what seems like it should be the next thing because it just seems right at the time. And not to say that those things are wrong, but sometimes as we do those things or implement those things, we get further and further away from our vision and what it is that we're actually supposed to do. So sometimes God will source will jump in and kick you back. And so you guys will hear me always use God and source interchangeably because I do believe that God and source is an interchangeable word. So however you want to take it, however that resonates with you, that is cool. But I want to say that yesterday I did make a post, kind of just letting everybody on my old platforms know that my content was going to be changing. And so I've honestly been hiding in the shadows on YouTube. I talk about the spirituality side of it over here. And I had not got comfortable with putting that out into the universe. Like it was kind of like I was testing the waters. And so Source said enough and was sick of my delay in response, my fear. And so because I was like holding out on giving you guys exactly what needed to be given, um I started to run into stagnancy and stagnation in my life, because when you hold out on your gifts, when you hold out on feeding the people or giving people what they need, you actually start to lose what you need in the process, because it's like God is like, I've given this to you, this is your seed, why haven't you planted it, right? um and what God gives you, those downloads, those intuitive downloads, those are gifts. Okay. So I just want to talk about today the feeling after I posted. So I was super nervous, guys, super nervous about coming back to Instagram. I'm not really on TikTok, so it wasn't. I can post on TikTok all day and not feel slighted or anything, because I really don't know anybody. I don't know. I don't even know if I have followers on TikTok for real. But as the day went on, so I started the day out by posting on Instagram, and I am gonna put that post in here so you guys can see what I posted. Um, hey guys. So I'm dropping in to let you know that the content on my page is changing. From here on out, we are going to be talking money, of course, nervous system, entrepreneurship, spiritual obedience, and real time expansion. Okay. So if this isn't your lane, I totally get it, totally understand. You are welcome to unfollow. Believe me, nowhere energy here. People outgrow rooms all the time, and we grow into different rooms. So my room is changing. And if you want to come on this journey with me and start stabilizing in reality, if you are a female entrepreneur, this is the place for you. My new platform, RicHer Self, isn't just about money. It's about capacity, consistency, and becoming a woman who can hold what she's been asking for. So this is day one, and I welcome you on my journey. I was super nervous, guys, super nervous about coming back to Instagram. I'm not really on TikTok, so it wasn't. I can post on TikTok all day and not feel slighted or anything, because I really don't know anybody. I don't know. I don't even know if I have followers on TikTok for real. But as the day went on, so I started the day out by posting on Instagram, and I'm gonna put that post in here so you guys can see what I posted. Um, But as I posted on Instagram that morning, I instantly got like this sigh of like this feeling of relief, right? And so it was almost like, oh, cat's out of the bag, like it's here. I proceeded to post on TikTok about an hour later. And so you do need to watch because I used to deal with the algorithms, and I do understand like the different timings for each platform. Each platform does have a different time. Well, the place that I feared most, um, returning to was Facebook, and I had no intention on returning to Facebook yesterday. I honestly was just going to post on Instagram and post on TikTok and let that be my platform. And so then heavily source started to fuss at me. My spirit guides, weren't really fussing; they were just applying pressure as they should. And it came to me that I needed to release the information. Also, I needed to clear the slate on Facebook. Also, crazy thing is that like the reason why I probably stayed away from Facebook is because it's where I'm the most vulnerable. Like I said, I did not. I the previous version of me did not um take the best route to ending that cycle. And so there was a lot of stress over my head about reappearing and coming back to the forefront and just allowing people to see me in this very vulnerable and new space, right? And so I had to get over that, and I really did. And for some reason, yesterday, once I made that first post, it was like it gave me the confidence and everything that I needed to release it on all platforms, on all channels. And so I'm saying that to say that it's a lot of things that we need to release, or it's a lot of things that we need to come to the forefront about. But as we keep holding on to them, and we're holding on to them out of fear, like the space of fear, like worrying about what other people are going to think, worrying about how other people are going to react to you or accept you, or how they're going to feel about your content. Honestly, none of that is your concern. So none of those things really matter when you are walking in your purpose, and when you are walking in what you are supposed to do. None of those things will even matter. None of those things will be able to touch you, because you have to remember that you're vibrating on a different plane. And so when you are vibrating at a different level than the other people that you previously used to be connected to, you might not even show up for them. God is going to always protect you. Your spirit guides are always dispatched before you go. The angels are always dispatched around you. So you cannot fear walking into your next level. And so I'll be truthful and be honest to tell you that I got the most traction on Facebook, of course, because it's where I had the most followers. I had the most views on Facebook, even though I did not post till 7 o'clock last night. That channel honestly just spiked. I had 100 views within the first 20 minutes. I had 500 views within the first hour. Before I went to bed last night, I was probably around 1,500 views on that channel. I did used to be monetized on Facebook 2 years ago. I have not touched Facebook in 2 years, to be completely honest with you. And I just wanted to be transparent about spaces that are created for you. So even though I created that space in a previous version of myself, or a previous dimension, that does not mean that the people there will not accept your content or will not accept who you become. And maybe some of them just want to watch because they want to know where the hell you've been for the last 2 years, or whatever time period. And I know that may have been the case with what was coming out for me, because I really went dark, fully into hermit for 2 years. So I want you guys to really, really just think about today, like, which spaces are we hiding in? And are we hiding in them because we're not ready, or because we're in fear? So not being ready is one thing. And so not being ready is okay, because sometimes we're just not ready. We're not ready to come to the front. And I was not ready for a long period of time. But honestly, I could have did this last summer. But I let the fear kick in. I have reshuffled what I was gonna offer at least 4 times. And then I also want to tell you that the distortion is still going to come in. So even though I posted yesterday, I received calls from friends, and some were very encouraging, and then some were also showing me that there's still a hole. There's still a hole in the space that I am creating. And mostly because my original program that I was going to launch did speak to that specific thing. But I made a choice to go, in to a program that specifically speaks to my zone of genius. Okay. And so I will always encourage you to walk into your zone of genius. So although I want to teach everybody how to level up on social media, how to use your gifts to expand and to move up, I understand that I'm an experienced girly. So guess what, guys? I got to experience it. I'm going to let you watch it here in real time, because we're going to talk about it here every single week, maybe every single day, just depending on how I'm feeling, and my ability to post. So the distortion still came in. And so you have to remember what you chose and why you selected it and why you decided to go with your plan. So the reason I decided to launch RicHer Self, which is one of my very many programs that I created over the last year, is because RicHer Self is my zone of genius. I am innately an accountant. And so Rich Yourself does help, is going to help people who are already in the entrepreneurship lane to learn to elevate, manage, expand in their money department, right? And that is my lane. Like, that's my zone of genius. I can do that in my sleep. So I don't want to come and tell you create from your zone of genius when I honestly was not creating from my zone of genius. I was really creating from a space of, hey, this is a version of my future self that I just want to embrace. And so I have to be able to show you guys that it can be done in order for you to believe me and for you to know that you can do it too. So we are going to walk this journey together, and I hope that it is like super encouraging for you, and I hope that it allows you to move out of the spaces that you're in, the stuck spaces, the spaces of not knowing, or the spaces of disbelief that you can or cannot do something. Um, your Delulu is Tralulu. Like, my Delulu lives like constantly. It lives in all spaces for me. So I am constantly like seeing my future, seeing a version of myself that is expanded, constantly seeing the growth and the wealth that comes with that growth, seeing the version of myself that I plan to be. You have to see that every day, every single day. And so eventually, as you start to implement and embody that person, you're going to understand the steps that need to be taken to get to that person. Remember, we just need to take one step. So the one step, and then God is going to be clear about what the next step and the next step is. A lot of our problem is that we try to focus, like I did, on so many things. And listen, sometimes God give it all to us, and He say, "Here, you figure it out. You figure out which one of these things you're gonna do first." And that is definitely on you. But each one of those things is gonna lead you to a different path. So always try to like look down the path, look down the road, do the thing that is going to bring you the most joy in the current moment. Do the thing that makes the most sense for you in the current moment, and the thing that is going to elevate you the most in the current moment. So I am super excited. I'm super excited, and you guys are going to be going through this process with me. I promise you that I will keep the updates rolling. I don't want to promise every day, but right now I'm feeling like I need to show you guys exactly what's happening. So right now I'm getting ready to post my day 2 content. And so I'm just gonna grind it out because that's what I need to do. So if you want to come on this journey with me, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, tap in, get into my communities that are coming soon. Stay in, and I promise you, as I elevate, you will see the big picture and you will grow and walk with me. All right. So have a great day.